This is an examination of the hidden human condition.
This is the Hidden Killers podcast
with Tony Brueski.
We are talking right now with Eric Faddis, personal injury attorney, trial lawyer, civil and criminal litigator, and former felony prosecutor. We're discussing the case of the murder of Madeleine Kingsbury. Her ex, Adam Fravel, now in custody. Why did it take so long for them to arrest this man? What exactly were they looking for? Because it seems, from what we've heard now, they have a long list of things that seem to be very disturbing about the way he had been treating her when they were in that relationship.
Yeah, usually you'd expect, if there's substantial evidence against a guy in a high-profile domestic violence murder case, you'd expect the authorities to be knocking at his door that same day. I mean, that's not what happened here.
Yeah,
really, the authorities kind of, I don't know if slow play is the right word, but they really exercised, diligence and oversight in the investigation and ensuring that all the T's were crossed and I's were dotted. And so I think that is sort of the reason for why it took a little bit of time to get Adam Fravel in custody. But now that he's in custody, the authorities claim that they have, a huge cachet of information that is going to be damning to Adam Fravel. So we'll have to see. Were
they sitting on this information for a while, waiting for a body? Did having the body make this information that much more powerful, or would it have not been as powerful to arrest had the body still been out there?
In my opinion, it makes sense under certain circumstances to wait until there is a body in a case like this, because that sort of preemptively cuts off some potential defenses that defense may try to raise down the road. Defense could have argued that, hey, Madeleine Kingsbury, she was, a young woman and perhaps she just decided to run away or disappear, or perhaps someone else kidnapped her and is holding her. Those defenses disappear once authorities have found the body. And so perhaps that was a big reason why they waited to make the announcement and make the arrest until they had the body and could ensure that those defenses would not be applied.
We've heard so many different things from investigators, from friends and family, people who've spoken out about their relationship, and hearing very horrible things, it seems, that were going on in that relationship. Him joking about Gabby Petito in that murder case, saying that she'd end up just like her. Sometime there was another one where there was a Zoom call that she was on, Madeleine was on, and she ends up being beaten by him on that phone call. Things like this, are these things that, yes, we're hearing about, they're very salacious. They obviously don't look like it was a good relationship for quite some time. Are these pieces that are going to be admissible into the trial because they don't necessarily play a part in the murder itself that we're aware of? These are things that went on in time in terms of context, but are these sort of things going to be allowed at trial?
Yeah, great question. And I think there are multiple legal mechanisms by which the prosecutors can try and admit these prior acts into this trial. So nearly every state has a statute or a rule that says if there are prior acts that don't necessarily relate directly to the crime, but have relevance to determining who committed this crime, or why they committed this crime, or the mode of operation within which they committed this crime, those prior acts can still come into the trial if the judge allows it. There's also a concept called res gestae, which essentially says that if there are prior acts that form the context, create the entire picture for what happened in this relationship and in this alleged crime, then that prior information should come in. Here we're talking about potential attacks, potential threats against the victim from the defendant. I think those are prime real estate for coming in at trial.
They're all going to be there then, likely. I would imagine that those are some of the things that one would not want to have in your trial. And I think there's been many that we've seen over time where you go, well, how is this not admissible? When we're talking about something like this, what are some of the things that they're going to try and shut down and not allow into the trial itself from the prospect, from the area of the defense?
Yeah, I think defense is really going to try to get that prior act stuff out of there. I read a report that said, when Adam Fravel made the comment that Madeleine Kingsbury would end up like Gabby Petito, he was just kidding. It was just a joke. And cool joke, bro. But I'm just wondering if defense is going to try to get those prior statements out. And I think they're also going to try to limit or restrict the impressions that the family and loved ones had regarding Adam Fravel and regarding the relationship. Because I think those impressions are potentially biased. They're potentially just, a person's opinion, not based on hard concrete evidence. And so I'm wondering if defense is going to try to restrict those impressions about the relationship from family and friends that really color Adam Fravel in a terrible way.
This is the examination of the hidden human condition.
You're listening to the Hidden Killers Podcast.
This is the Hidden Killers Podcast with Tony Brueski.
Hey, if you guys want access to all of our episodes with no commercials, you can get that through Apple Podcasts right now. When you become a Premium Plus subscriber, you get access to everything in the True Crime Today family. There's like 14 podcasts out there now on it. Check that out and binge away on all of it ad-free. When you sign up, you can try it for 3 days free right now on Apple Podcasts. My name's Tony Brueski. Stay with us.